It's great to be back here with you again. My name is Tim Zimmerman. I come from Fort Myers, Florida. And this year, I turned 70 years old. Yeah, down in Fort Myers, we call that middle-aged. Well, this is the 250th anniversary of our nation, and we want to do something for our ladies and gentlemen who have served in our armed forces. So the next piece, if you hear the service band song in the branch which you served, please stand so we can acknowledge you as an audience this evening. over the 48-year history of the King's Brass, we've done many pieces by the American composer Aaron Copland. We start out with his wonderful Fanfare for the Common Man, but he also wrote many pieces for the American ballet. But his ballets were different because people danced in cowboy hats and cowboy boots. And since all the members of the King's Brass have studied classical ballet, we thought we would do a ballet called the Rodeo. This is about a Western wedding, and this is the Hoedown. I'd like to introduce the rest of the group at this time, and to do that, we're going to use a Sunday school story that I learned growing up many years ago. And our story starts out with a guy who was real smart. In fact, he knew that there were great big storms that came off the ocean. He wanted to build his house right next to the ocean. But he knew that there were great big storms, that he couldn't put his house right on the sand. He'd have to put it up on a great big rock. And I think if you listen real closely, you can hear the workers working on that foundation. They're hammering, they're sawing. So coming in with the foundation is the foundation of our group. The lowest member of our brass ensemble, Mr. Tuba, with the foundation of the house. And completing the foundation, we have the keyboard. Right behind me, playing percussion from America's friendliest city, Niceville, Florida. Please welcome Mr. Jacob Emmons.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Choi, and I come from the city of hot air, Washington, D.C.
Hello, I'm Dr. Tony Sanders, and I live in Moorhead, Kentucky.
Well, now that we have the foundation, we have the walls of the house with the middle members of our brass family, the trombones. We have the tenor and the low bass trombone.
Hello, my name is Colby Schneblin, and I come to you from the land where the corn is just irresistible, Iowa City, Iowa.
Hello, my name is Eric Barnes, and I come from America's coldest city, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Hello, I'm Dr. Kyle Davidson, and I'm coming to y'all from the belt buckle of the Bible Belt, Cleveland, Tennessee.
Well, now we have the foundation, the walls, we have the roof of the house with the top members of our brass family, the trumpets. We have the flugelhorn, the B-flat trumpet, and the baby piccolo trumpet.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Isai Hernandez, and I come from the land where we consider flip-flops formal wear, Miami, Florida.
Hello, my name is Jimmy Beverly, and I come from the home of Rocky Balboa, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Well, now we have the foundation, the walls, and the roof, and this is the way our house sounds when we put it all together. this second guy. He was very cool, but he wasn't very smart. He was from Oklahoma. Now, he wanted to put his house right next to the ocean. He wanted to put it right on the sand. He was kind of a beach bum. He wanted to make it so he could get on his surfboard and hang 10 and ride right into his back patio. And since he couldn't put a foundation there, do you know what he did? He fired the foundation people. He told them to get lost, get out of there. He decided he was going to make it with just the walls and the roof. And it was okay for a little while. But then the storms came, and this guy, he was in serious trouble. Yep, that's what happened. And that's what Jesus was trying to teach with this parable. That if you build your life on anything else but the sure rock of Jesus Christ, you're kind of like that foolish man. Or in other words, you just can't make it without a good foundation.
You got that right.
Yeah.
The next pieces are typical Americana, and the first one is a march from the Civil War era. It was written by Patrick Gilmore for his sister's fiance as he returned from battle. So we'd all shout hooray when Johnny comes marching home.
You have probably figured out by now that we do not sing. And there's a good reason for that. So we would like for you to join with us in singing this next American hymn, Crown Him with Many Crowns. The words will be projected on the screens behind us. The trumpet will begin with a fanfare, so watch us for the cue and join with us in singing, Crown Him with Many Crowns.
Please stand and join with us as we sing. Let's stand as we sing. My granddad was from Kansas City, Missouri, and he was a tent evangelist, and he would go to the city rescue mission and the city jail every week. And one of his favorite hymns was the hymn, "What a Friend We Have in Jesus." Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear, all because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. For the 100th anniversary celebration of our nation, there were a group of pastors and musicians up in New England that decided that we as a nation needed a national hymn. And they came together and wrote the hymn, God of Our Fathers. And my favorite stanza is the second one that says, refresh thy people on their toilsome way. Lead us from night to never-ending day. Fill all our lives with love and grace divine, and glory, Lord, and praise be ever thine.
It's a long ways from the balcony where I'm running slides to the front to give you what's coming up next. My apologies. Let's hear it one more time for the King's Brass, shall we? Aren't they doing wonderful for us? At this time, we are going to collect a love offering for them and take a 10-minute intermission after the love offering. Restrooms, the closest ones, out to your right and then to your left. And we're going to try to keep it right at 10 minutes. That should be just enough time to do what's necessary and to stop by their table right out the door to your left and take a look at all of the things that you can take home with you to remember this wonderful music. Thanks.
dazzling hearts too fast to climb. I got so hard to fall so far, but I found heaven as love swept off. My heart beating, my soul breathing. I found my life when I laid it down. Upward falling, spirit soaring. I touched the sky when my knees hit the ground. What treasure waits within your skies? The gift of freedom gold can't buy. I bought the world and sold my heart. You traded heaven to have me again. My heart beating, my soul breathing. I found my life when I laid it down. Upward falling, spirit soaring. I touched the sky when my knees hit the ground. Find me here at your feet again. Everything I am, reaching out, I surrender. Come sweep me up in your love again, and my soul will dance on the wings of forever. Find me here at your feet again. Everything I am, reaching out, I surrender. Sweep me up in your love again, and my soul will dance on the wings of forever. My heart beating, my soul breathing. I found my life when I laid it down. Upward falling, spirit soaring. I touch the sky when my knees hit the ground. My heart beating, my soul breathing. I found my life when I laid it down. Upward falling, spirit soaring. I touch the sky when my knees hit the ground. Find me here at your feet again. Everything I am, reaching out, I surrender. Come sweep me up in your love again, and my soul will dance on the wings of forever. Upward falling, spirit soaring. I touch the sky when my knees hit the ground. This is a call to all the dead and disappointed, the ones who feel like they are done. This is a word to all the ones who feel forgotten, but you are not. Oh, you are not. 'Cause we're alive, 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 and we're singing. We're alive, alive. all the grace that we've been given, unchained from all that we have done. Your mercy's rising like the sun on the horizon, and we're coming home. Oh, we're coming home. 'Cause we're alive, 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 and we're singing. We're alive, 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 and we're shaking. We're alive, 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 alive in you. 'Cause we're alive, 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 and we're singing. We're alive, 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 and we're shaking. We're alive, 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 alive in you.
I've tried to stand my ground, I've tried to understand, but I can't seem to find my faith again. Like water on the sand, grasping at the wind, I keep on falling short. So please be my strength, please be my strength, 'cause I don't have any more. I don't have any more. I'm looking for a place where I can plant my faith. One thing I know for sure, that I cannot create it and I cannot sustain it. It's your love that's keeping me. Please be my strength, please be my strength. I don't have any more. I don't have any more. And at my final breath, I hope that I can say I fought the good fight of faith. I pray your glory shine in this doubting heart of mine, and all would know that you are my strength. You are my strength. You and you alone.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome back the King's Brass.
Thank you.
Behold, there was a man who built his house upon a rock.
Oh, how wise I am to build my house upon a rock. And how foolish is the man next door who builds his house upon the sand. For it is written that when the rains descend, the floods come, and the winds blow and beat upon the houses. The house built upon the rock will fall not, but great will be of the fall of the house built upon the sand.
And so laughing, the man went inside and slammed the door.
Now I will relax and wait for the storm warnings, for I know my house is founded safe on a rock.
And so he waited. And he waited. And he waited. But there was nothing. There was no rain, no wind, no floods, not even a mild drizzle.
Well, I'm sure those storms will come along any minute now, but in the meantime, I bet my neighbor is pretty nervous in that flimsy little house of his. This is outrageous! Those people should be miserable, not happy. They should be begging me for shelter in my house away from the winds, the storm, and the rain.
And so the man went inside and turned on the TV and listened to the weather reports, waiting for those storms to arrive.
Hey, guys and gals, don't forget that sunscreen. Clear skies, high of 85 and a low of 70, and it's going to stay that way as far as the eye can see.
The next day, however, the man heard strange noises coming from next door.
Aha! This is it! The storms have arrived, and my neighbor's house is falling, and great will be its fall. What? They're building a beachside resort? Where is that storm? The wise man builds his house upon the rock, and the foolish man builds his house upon the sand. Then the rains come tumbling down. Everybody knows that.
And the rains did in fact come tumbling down, but they only tumbled on the house built upon the rock. Not even a drop fell on the house built upon the sand.
Why me? Sure, my house may have stood firm, but now I have to patch the roof, clean the gutters, and bail out the basement. What must my neighbor do? Nothing.
And so it was. In the coming months and years, the man who built his house upon the sand grew richer and richer, more and more successful, happier and happier. Meanwhile, the man who built his house upon the rock, he had to patch the roof, clean the gutters, and bail out the basement.
You know what? I give up. I've waited and waited. I've watched the sky. I've patched, I've cleaned and bailed. Not as much as a mist has landed on my neighbor's house. Any fool can see that there's not going to be a storm. But you know what they say? If you can't beat them, join them.
That very night, the rains descended, the floods came rushing in, and the wind blew and beat upon both houses, and the house built upon the sand, it fell, and great was its fall. But the other house, it fell not, for it was founded safely upon the rock. It's just too bad. Nobody was home.
Stand once again and join us in singing. Please stand and join with us in singing, How Great Thou Art. Jesus closes his Sermon on the Mount with the story of the man who built his house on the rock and the man who built his house on the sand. And he gives this explanation. He says, everyone who hears my word and does what I say is like a man who builds his house on the rock. And when the storms of life hit, his house will remain firm. But everyone who hears my word and walks away and doesn't do them is like a man who builds his house on the sand. And when the storms of life hit, his house will come crashing down. And Jesus adds, and great will be its fall. George Washington, our first president, would travel from Washington, D.C. to his home in Mount Vernon. Halfway between those 2 points is the town of Alexandria, Virginia. And he would often stop at Gatsby's Tavern. It's still there today. You can go there for a meal. If you go there, the waitstaff are all dressed in colonial attire. There's a man who plays a lute who will come around to your tables and will sing the songs that were present at the founding of our nation. And if you ask him to sing a hymn, he will sing Amazing Grace. Brought over from England, quickly adopted as one of our own. Written by John Newton, a man who was a slave trader turned pastor. In his early years, John Newton was a very mean and very cruel man. He captured people in Africa, put them in slavery, and took them to the British plantations in the Caribbean. Even the sailors who worked for him didn't like him. One night, John Newton got so drunk that he fell over the side of the ship into the water. And the men just looked at him, trying to decide whether they're going to let him drown or rescue him. Somebody brought over a harpoon, and they took this harpoon and threw it at him, hit him in the hip, and pulled him out like a fish. And for the rest of John Newton's life, he limped as a result of that injury. John Newton became a believer in Jesus Christ and became a very powerful pastor in London. In fact, he had a big part in abolishing slavery in the British Empire. And he used to always tell people that that limp was God's constant reminder to remind him of where he had come from. So you can see why he wrote these words. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. 'Twas blind, but now I see. John Newton, who lived most of his life on the sea, decided to build his life on the rock words of Jesus Christ. Jesus said, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me. 25 years ago, when 9/11 hit in our nation, in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., at the Twin Towers in New York City, our leaders asked us to pray. I remember that day. The churches across the United States were open. I was living in Fort Wayne at the time. I went to the chapel, and the church was packed that evening. We prayed for our lives. We prayed for our nation. We prayed for our leaders. We prayed for the evil we saw in the world. We needed something solid. We needed God himself. And on that day, our nation changed. My goodness, airport security has never been the same since. And even the great Yankee baseball stadium in New York City changed on that day. For the last 25 years, at every Major League Baseball game in New York City at the Yankee Stadium, besides singing the national anthem and Take Me Out to the Ball Game in the 7th inning, everybody's invited to sing Irving Berlin's God Bless America. Oh, King Solomon said, unless the Lord builds a house, the builders labor in vain. His father, King David, says, God is my Lord, my rock, and my Redeemer. Stand and join with us in singing God Bless America. And we'd like to close this evening with a hymn that's taken from Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. Joyful, joyful, we adore thee, God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee, open to the sun above. Melt the clouds of sin and sadness, drive the dark of doubt away. Giver of immortal gladness, lead us to the light of day. Thank you. We appreciate each of you who have come. You may be seated. We appreciate each of you who have come here this evening. And it's always a pleasure to be here in Springfield, where the weather is always perfect. And I say a big thank you to Andrew and Tim in the back on the sound for all their work of helping to put this together, and the ladies who fixed a wonderful meal. We like this organ. We want to take this organ with us in our trailer. It'd be a little hard to pack up every night, but we like it, and we appreciate Tony running back and forth there. You know, he didn't do his exercise this morning, so he's going to get his workout here this evening. Well, my dad was a Navy man during World War II, was always very proud of his Navy service. And this next piece is from World War II, was premiered by a band called the Army Air Force Big Band. And their leader was none other than Mr. Glenn Miller.